Recap in minutes. Today, we will be going through an action and drama movie entitled Junkie. There will be spoilers ahead in this video, so chill out and enjoy. The movie begins with scenes of a girl and some robots. The girl gets up in the destroyed warehouse and starts shooting the robots. They also start shooting her back. She observes that there are some more enemy robots there, so she prepares to tackle them with her technologically advanced gun. She kills almost all of them, but suddenly another sort of beast robot enters the warehouse and fires at her. The girl, named Captain Junkie, talks on her radio and connects to the control room. She asks them who that beast robot is. The man on the radio tells her that that robot is Adrian's new Zimbo. He has assembled it with multiple functions. He also tells her that an E-battery is attached to the rear of the Zimbo. He gives her the intel to target its rear to disassemble it. She gets out of her hiding, but the Zimbo transforms its appearance and follows her. When she was aiming it, some other robots came there and attacked Captain Junkie. She destroys them and shoots Zimbo. But Junkie is disappointed when she sees that Zimbo evaporated its flames. She runs to hide at another place, but Zimbo finds her with the function of its heat sensors. She gets out of it to fire it, but some other robots shoot fire at her. She gets shocked seeing her fingers made of robotic material. She turns himself into a robotic figure. The scene shifts to the technician room of a laboratory. 3 researchers examine the functions of Captain Junkie. They discuss her failing the same test again and again. At that moment, their team leader Lady Yun enters. They all analyze the mechanics and performances of Junkie. One of the technicians kept on saying that they have to work on it in the same way. Team leader Yun tells the technicians about a presentation and leaves, while the others mend the robot and take her with them. In the next scene, a presentation was being held at their laboratory office. The director of the laboratory was introducing himself to the men in uniform. Director Kim Sang-hoon tells them about their robot company named Chronoid. After that, they play the presentation on their monitor screen. It was a summary of where humans will live after the extreme global warming and pollution on the Earth. In the year 2135, humans take refuge in the space shelter, and they call it Adrian Republics. In the presentation, they were briefed about the civil wars which were going on in the space shelters between humans and robots. When the director tells the general about his efforts in making this presentation, he asks the director to cut it short and come to the point of the presentation. In the end, they show them the importance of humanoid robots in the future with the data from their human brains. They named it after their Captain Junkie. They were also using her facial appearance in their other robots. Dr. Yun gets sad when they inform them that Junkie was her mother, who got into a coma fighting the robots. The researchers at Chronoid will utilize her combat techniques of her missions to make models or combat AIs. Director Kim tells them that Dr. Yun will give them the presentation further. She tells them that the data copied from the brain of Junkie will help them build a powerful AI combat command machine to counter the civil wars on the artificial planets. Because Junkie was fighting with the malfunctioned or rebel robots. The general asks him if her specialists and engineers still fail, making Junkie successful in her mission. Dr. Yun reassures them that they will succeed, and that she will complete her final stage of the battle in this civil war of robots in the space shelter homes. The scene shifts back to the technician's room, when the researchers simulate the robotic sculpture of Junkie. She tries to scream when she sees that her body is made of wires. Captain Yun decreases the frequency of power transfer to the robotic mind. After that, she talks emotionally about what happened to her body and where she is. Dr. Yun turns her power off and asks the researcher to remove her brain from the robot. The researcher removes the brain from its body. After that, they walk out of the lab. The researcher tells her that he wants to move into their team to work on the Junkie project. He impresses her with his motivation and dedication to the project. He tells her how she liked Junkie's combat skills. Dr. Yun starts telling him that her mother got into a coma because she was trying to save her. She tells him that when she was young, she was diagnosed with a tumor in the lungs. Her mother Junkie became a mercenary to earn the money for her medical treatment. She kept on saying that she was terrified when she found out that her mother would die fighting the robots. When she tells him that she has a question for her mother, he tells her that she could ask her in the simulation. She leaves, telling him to have an ethics test. In the next scene, she gets into her past and recalls her memory with her mother. She remembers her talking with her mom Junkie when she was having the surgery. After some time, she went to a doctor, who showed him the report on her cancer. He tells her to copy her brain as soon as possible because she was left with only 3 months. He tells her about 3 different types of prosthetic bodies. Type A with the guarantee of equal human rights. Type B with some limitations to giving access to your brain to the government. And Type C, in which you give any third party access to your brain storage. After that, The robot doctor slides back to its charging port and she leaves. Dr. Yun comes to her lab again and supervises the readjustment of the Junkie brain. They prepare her robot for the fight again. Director Kim was watching all of this. He stops everyone and says that they need to start differently. He orders the technicians to shoot at the leg of Junkie. Dr. Yun hesitates while another person shoots there. Now Captain Junkie wakes up with an injured leg and her fight begins. The robots overcome her in no time, and everyone in the room is disappointed in this new start. Suddenly they see some identified movement in the brain of Junkie. She fights aggressively this time but gets shot in the head. Director comes to the monitor screen and watches the replay to know the exact part of the activated brain. He tells them to attend the meeting tomorrow and leaves. In the next scene, all the team from the laboratory go to the Chronoid headquarters. Managing Director Lee Se-yun meets Director Kim. He asks her about the schedule of the chairman so that he informs him about the latest development on their project. She tells him that he assigned her the duty to see his presentation instead. She assures him of relaying the information and walks away. After some time, when they come back to their lab facility, an employee comes to call the director. She tells him that the chairman is in his office. He goes there with Captain Yun. Dr. Yun stuns when she finds out that the director was also a robot. Anyway, the chairman appears from the back of the desk and gives her the news of a ceasefire between the Allied forces and the Adrian republics. He tells her to stop working on her project on Junkie. She gets depressed at these orders of the chairman. He tells her his struggles maintaining the business of brain replication. He says that it's his will that kept him alive. Then he puts her hand on the prosthetic body of Director Kim Sang. He says it was his first invention. Dr. Yun asks him to permit her to keep on working on the Junkie project. He declines and tells her to wrap it up completely. After that, he turns Kim's prototype on and asks her to leave. After some time, the director Kim, Dr. Yun, and other researchers come to the technician's room. The director orders them to cut Junkie's arms. A robotic machine comes out and cuts its arm. The director asks whether the yellow part is turned on or not. The technician responds to him with no, and he impatiently goes inside the locker and shoots her legs. When she dies, he asks him to turn it back on. Dr. Yun refuses. He comes out and points the gun at her. At the same moment, an employee comes again and asks them to meet the chairman at headquarters. When he comes back to the laboratory at night, he tells her that the headquarters have given him the orders to stop the simulations immediately tomorrow. He tells her that their times are up there. He kept on saying that their product will be used in another way, maybe for the sexual way or household AI to profit the company. After that, Dr. Yun turns on the robot of Junkie online and starts talking to her. She tells her that she is going to die peacefully. Right before she was going to turn her off, the yellow part of the brain comes alive and she starts talking about her daughter. She asks Dr. Yun if her daughter is okay after the surgery, and she tells her everything that her daughter is fine. Now Junkie talks about her daughter's gifts she gave her before she went into surgery. She tells her that her daughter gave her a little doll that she had lost on the battlefield. She says she is helpless to find that doll. She turns offline or dies after that. Dr. Yun weeps about her affection and endless love for her daughter. The next moment, they were taking her to the simulation room. Both of the researchers find team leader Yun already there. She tells them to go because she was going to handle the simulation alone. They go and Dr. Yun starts whispering in her ear. She tells her to be alert on the battlefield, otherwise, they will shoot her and she will go into a coma. They will extract and replicate her brain and use it wherever they want. The researchers will model or combat AI after her. At this moment, the scene shifts and Director Kim enters the simulation cube. Dr. Yun ignites the simulation. He was watching the simulation as usual. Captain Junkie gets fired at the same spot. He walks out saying goodbye to them. Dr. Yun also comes outside and turns to another side. Two of the technicians go and take Captain Yun with them. Suddenly the director turns back thinking about something in his mind. He goes straight to the simulation room. He watches the replay and checks if she was shot or not. When he finds out that she was not shot, he turns the emergency alarms on. The director activates his AI combats on and commands them to send after Dr. Yun and Junkie. Meanwhile, Captain Junkie enters the processing room of the robots, where she sees her multiple prototypes. AI combats examines all the prototypes. They found her suddenly and started fighting. When she was about to be strangled by the combat AI, Dr. Yun comes there and saves her. She tells her that they are in this together. The next moment, the AI police come there and fire at Junkie, while one of the combat AI rescues Dr. Yun. When the police examine the body of Junkie, they found no brain there. They inspect the surrounding cameras and connect one of them. They found that Dr. Yun had transferred the brain into another combat AI and took her with her. They come to the rooftop and ride the train. The director was sitting on the train hiding behind the seats. He shows up and shoots Dr. Yun. The combat AI of Junkie tries to save her and shoots at the director. Soon the director found his reality of being one of the robots of the chairman. The AI combat and prototype of the director fight there. The AI police attack there to capture Junkie. They raid the train and fight Junkie to turn her down. She eliminates the police and director, and soon their train stops after the accidents. Dr. Yun asks her to run away immediately. Both of them get emotional there. She rubs her face with her and leaves. The movie ends showing Dr. Yun sitting on the train wounded and saying, "Goodbye to mom." Thanks for watching, subscribe for more videos like this, and to help the channel grow.